Okay, Holy Spirit's on today. If you hear there's kids playing right in front of me, we're in the park before after school. But again, Holy Spirit, God is on a mission today, and I'm here to obey. So this is a message for somebody. When we're talking, I don't know, he keeps saying praying ego, praying ego. I feel a little uncomfortable to come here to explain this because sometimes I don't feel worthy of, you know, sometimes, but he's letting me know it's like you're worthy, you're ready, this is a lesson you already been through. And anyway, so he's trying to let someone here know that there's a huge difference between ego and intuition, okay? Ego, with if it's not balanced, it can be create someone who is kind of prideful, right? Someone who is not humble, is not able to be vulnerable with other people, tends to look at people below them, beneath them, or something like that. And that happens to all of us, right? That's part of our shadow, right? That's a shadow that we also have to take accountability and responsibility to not look down at people thinking. And also that too is like those who triggers us, right? A lot of us people who have not healed usually operate through the ego. The ego it's something that it's kind of like programmed and conditioned, right? It's something that has been in generations, millennia, right? In systems and stuff like that, and it's been normalized. Like what we call it normalized, like narcissistic abuse, toxic thing, whatever's happening with the world. All this stuff operates with the ego, right? So a lot of us have been taught this in, parenting stuff, since we're younger age, right? And when things were not addressed when we were younger, it tends to become a habit, a normalization when you're older. So you're kind of like a child, but you're older, right? And then you have this entitlement and feeling like, well, I couldn't accomplish that when I was a child. Then I'm able to do it now as I'm older, right? There's a lot of things that. You okay, Baba? What's wrong? Is the elastic? Oh no, it got stuck? Do you want me to help you? Okay, wait a second, guys. Sorry, guys. Mommy duties. Now they're okay. I'm literally just watching in front of me. But what I'm telling you guys. So basically, right now, a lot of people, specific person, it's operating on their ego, right? For example, one thing is, and I guess it's related to that message I put out, put before this one, the fear, don't let fear, it's a liar. So basically, this person is, whoever this is, whoever Holy Spirit is asking me to put this, it could be, for many people or some of you, but I feel like this person is operating on their ego, right? But this is, again, childhood wound, not looking into the shadow, not taking responsibility, accountability for their actions, right? But also, it's something that this person hasn't been validated or something as a child from a mother, a parent, or something like that. There's a lot of abandonment issues. And this person, as a surviving mechanism, it's operating through their ego instead of listening to their intuition. Now, I recently put in my community board talking about your higher self and the lower self. So look at it this way. Your higher self is literally your intuition, what's connected to your higher self, connected to the 5D, let's say. And then your ego, which is controlled by the lower self, which is 3D, demonic. Honestly, this is how the devil operates. This is how it's able to control you guys, control you, to manipulate you, to use whatever it is through your ego. So that's why nobody hear me, okay. It fucking hates when you heal, because when you heal, you go through the ego death. You get it? So when you heal, not only you go through your spiritual awakening, again, not everybody goes through that, not everybody, is willing to do that, not everybody wants to do that, that's okay, that's, it's an option. But at the end of the day, some things trigger you, and some of us are chosen. There's nothing you can do. Some of you are chosen to be spiritual awakened, some of you are not, Other views are chosen and you choose the other way. You choose to take those gifts and use it for wrong, That's what it is. Others of you go through the ego death and decide to do the opposite of the lessons and continue creating more bad karma for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Others of you learn from your shadow, accept it, forgive, and move on, right? Now, what I'm saying is that this person is very stubborn. Someone is here is very stubborn. They could be going through many spiritual awakening already, could be going through their ego death, but not willing to learn the lessons, okay? So this is somebody who right now are getting a lot of synchronicities, a lot of messages, understanding that. And that too is like, don't try to rush or anything like that. Confirm it with God if this is a message for you. But don't try to rush the process either. I'm not trying to tell people like, oh, you have to, it just, you will know because your intuition will let you know. This is basically what Holy Spirit wants to let you guys know. Stop operating through fear. Stop operating through pride and ego. The ego is something that it needs to be, you can have some ego a little bit so you don't let people take you advantage from you. But it has to be balanced. Honestly, if you can, kill it all. Kill the whole ego. That's it. Be humble. Oh my God, there's like a plane with a sign right now. It says May 18, what? May 1945. What the fuck? I don't know. That could be significant for someone. There's an airplane with a flag, red and yellow. It says May 1945. Yo. God's timing. And it's always right. This is for some of you. May 1945 or 19 something. Somewhere in the 90s. Someone in the 90s, born in the 90s. Perhaps your birthday's in May or something's gonna happen in May. You okay? Yeah, there's many moms here. But I'm the mom that's like watching all the kids while I'm talking to you. Anyways, yeah, she's talking to somebody. Loca, pero atiende a tu hijo, mija. Someone's mother, your child is calling you. Anyways, I guess the conversation is more important than their kids. Anyways, minding my own business, but you see what it is? Yeah, now the kid's crying, and she's still talking, not looking at her child. Now her other kids are saying, your child is crying for you, and she's still talking to whoever it is. Oh, gosh. Now another mom is going to go talk to her. Oh, no, okay. Oh, she's on her phone. Oh, God. Yes, Mommy, but I'm on my phone, too. Look at that. You want to eat a banana? I don't have a banana, mija.
No, in my lunchbox.
You have a oh, it's true. I did put a banana. Did you eat a banana?
But I didn't like it.
You didn't like the banana? What do you mean?
No, I didn't like I kind of didn't.
No, it's here.
It's not.
What do you mean? I put it there this morning. 1 second, guys. Anyways, guys, that was a lesson for me. Don't judge people. You don't know what's going on. But yeah, there's some parents are like that. Yeah, so the thing is that a lot of us tend to operate a lot in our ego, right? And tend to listen more to the ego because it's just, the ego is always wants the comfort, right? Wants the, what it think is right, the easy, trying to get the easy way out, right? The easy route and stuff like that. And when you go through that ego death, you understand there's a humbleness. There's something that it's like, I don't know how to explain, maybe like holy or gracefully, right? That you understand the duality and the oneness of everybody, not just yourself, right? And at the same time, it's like this is where you understand how to differentiate from your intuition and the ego, right? When you operate through ego, for example, there's a decision or something someone's supposed to make or something, and someone's delaying something or preventing themselves from doing something or making a decision or something like that, and it's delaying the process, and usually sometimes it's sometimes it could happen that stagnation or something is being delayed for a reason. Perhaps that person needs to go through some healing. Perhaps they have to work on this stuff, work on the communication, like we're talking about the first message. Perhaps, going through that ego death. With the ego death is healing. It's actually, you have to heal. The ego death it's not easy. It's actually pretty harsh. It's like spiritual awakening. And then when you go to ascensions, I know also I'm feeling some, that too, you go through, after you go to the ego death and you come out of that, there's also the ascension process, which also requires this healing. It requires to learn the lessons and accept those lessons from the ego death. And then continue ascending, continue moving forward, continue listening to your spirit guide, continue, being in that operating state. Now, for some of you, some of these people are operating still, and this is usually not usually, but some divine masculines operate in the 3D, right? Very attached to their ego, right? The ego it's what gets them going, right? So they tend to choose the wrong thing, tend to go through, hardcore lessons by not learning the lessons and stuff like that. Really not learning that certain things are not good for them, even though their intuition tells them otherwise, right? So yeah, this is a message for someone. It's that the Holy Spirit wants you to listen more to your intuition and less ego. Ego doesn't take you anywhere. It actually delays you, gets you in trouble, tends to just mess everything up for you and also your manifestations and your blessings. And at the end of the day, you're not really hurting anybody else. You're hurting yourself, right? You're hurting because the less that you do or you make that decision or whatever you need to make, the more you're hurting yourself, whoever this is. So yeah, the message is that is let go of the ego. It honestly doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve nobody. I mean, this is what we're operating in a system toxic like this is because the ego, it's ruled by the fucking devil. And that too, it's like when you operate in the ego, there you go. Demonic and evil and Satan is right there, influencing. It's a negative influencer. And that's where it operates the ego. That's where we kill it. That's when spiritual people who take this, because this is not for easy, this is not for the weak-minded, This is for the strong heart, because you have to have a strong heart to kill your ego. You have to. And to ascend and not take revenge and have a clean heart, work on righteousness, recognize when you're being toxic as well, and call yourself out too, just like you do with other people. You need to have a heart of gold. And not a lot of people choose that. Do you understand? That's what God is, Holy Spirit, angels, is trying to guide someone here. Let go of the ego. It doesn't serve you nowhere. And also it's delaying your blessings and delaying where you need to go, and this is the right decisions that you need to make, clearly. The universe is trying to help you out, but if you don't help yourself, then don't complain, right? Whoever this is, stop complaining and let go of the fucking ego. It's not going anywhere. It's not taking you anywhere. If anything, it's just jeopardizing your life and wasting time. It's like, well, fucking waste of time too. You waste your time overthinking, thinking and this and that, and letting the ego operate, and then at the end of the day, you don't do anything. You just let the time pass, and you let things pass, and then you start choosing wrong. You start getting addictive, going into numbing the feelings and stuff like that. And that too, when you operate in the ego, you get to be more in that feeling mentality and too emotional, and which is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being emotional, but there's a balance. And this is where the ego tend to work in, like, okay, let me be the victim. Let me blame other people. And that's why you don't take accountability and responsibility. What do you think narcissistic abusers use is their ego is like to the height and to the max? That's how they operate. That's how they do the stuff that they do. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And that too is like, they don't know, like it intimidates them when people go through the ego death. Like they don't understand that. Why? Because that's how they operate. They can't live without that. That's why they don't heal. That's why I'm telling you, stop wasting your time trying to heal narcissistic abusers and people like that. They will never go through the ego death. They will never choose that. They see that below. They see that as weak. Humble people? Yeah, right. They can never be humble. That's why they look at people below them and criticize them and gossip and do all these horrible things to people because they think they're beneath them. get it now? Let go of the ego. It doesn't serve you. And it gets you into that toxic mentality, which is what we're trying to let go of right now so that we can be better humans, better people with good heart and being humble and empathetic. That too. When you don't work on your ego, you lack empathy. But when you work through your intuition and you humble your fucking self, you're empathetic. You know what empathy is. Okay? All right. Gotta go get my kids. But hopefully this helps somebody. Just have empathy. That's it. Listen to your intuition. Stay humble. You can be whoever you want to be, but stay humble. Nobody likes these people who is egocentric and they think they're better than everyone. Honestly, what's the point? Right? What's the point? Be humble. Here, Kendrick Lamar. Be humble. Sit down. Be humble. Anyways, guys, I'm not saying this to criticize anybody. We know we're not perfect. We're all imperfect here. We're all learning lessons. We're all working through things, you know. But at the end of the day, when you take responsibility and accountability of your own stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get to have time to judge other people, criticize other people, go after people, be negative and stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. The ego likes to do that. That too. Don't operate in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, be true to yourself so that other people can be true to you, okay? And that's really it. The differentiation of that is that's what the Holy Spirit wanted to let you guys know. It's like, know the difference between intuition and ego, okay? Intuition is connected to your higher source, new earth, humbleness, empathy, your higher self, and then ego is 3D life, toxic, demonic, disgusting stuff that we need to heal, unconscious. It's basically what's not conscious. That's basically it. And that's what we're trying to get, conscious. We want to create healing the unconscious to become conscious so that we do things better. Because in order to change the world and change the planet, it has to start from within ourselves, right? Right? Let go of the ego. Yes, it's hard going to the ego death, but it's so worth it.